So that's the hard, rigid part of our saddle. If you start to keep putting it back to pressure, 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 you're going to start to get a really good idea as to why the incorrect shaped tree, not just your gullet angle, but the whole structure of the tree can either spread your weight nicely or increase pressure areas for the horse. So this is very critical. I'm going to talk a little bit about muscles now and how they affect the horse's ability to move, so it really cements the idea for you again. So something that's not known by a lot of horse owners is this beautiful long back muscle that we have here. This is our longissimus muscle, and this longissimus muscle runs all the way along your weight, where you're parking it on top of your saddle, so all the way along her back, underneath your tree panel, but it goes under the scapula and joins onto her lower cervical vertebra. So what you're sitting on is connected to her hindquarters and to her neck. Just think about that for a second. Think about how fatigued your muscle got and how difficult it got to actually continue to move your arm. Now, Bella needs to have a little fidget. She really has been patient, been standing for many hours for us. So this long back muscle here, when you're sitting on it and you've got incorrect pressure through your saddle tree and your saddle design on her longissimus muscle, she can't use it effectively. And it's affecting her neck as well because it joins into your lower cervical vertebra. Often what we see is a good example of this. If we've got riders whose saddles are going crooked and your saddle's slipping off to one side, she's getting more pressure on the longissimus muscle on one side of her body than she is the other. When she gets that, she tends to move away from pressure. What's happening to her neck at that point? Because this longissimus muscle joins into her croup and down to her cervical vertebra, when she gets more pressure on one side of her back than the other, because of asymmetry through your saddle or through the way the rider's sitting or actually caused by the horse itself and your saddle slipping off, it actually forces her neck to one side. How many times have you ridden around going, oh my God, she's so stiff on this rein, but she's really, really bendy. She always wants to bend to the left and she doesn't want to bend to the right. There's a reason for that. You have to start to think about it a little bit more scientifically. It's not because she doesn't want to do it, it's because she physically can't do it. So whenever you're coming across training issues from your horse, I want you to really think about the whys. Why would this be happening? They don't wake up in the morning and just think, yeah, I don't think I'm going to bend right today. There's usually an underlying problem for the horse that she can't physically do what it is that you're asking her to do. So that's one area. Then we have our trapezius muscle that runs over the top of our scapula here. Okay, and that trapezius muscle here helps control the movement of our scapula. Now, as you can see here, it's right underneath all of those hard points of the tree. So your actual head plate or your gullet angle, your stirrup bar and your first girth point. This is the area where we see the most muscle wastage in the horse. So you will often see big hollows behind the scapula on horses, muscle wastage here, and it's from increased pressure in that area. Now, when that horse is being triggered off through here, it makes her want to lift her head up. So she wants to dip away and lift her head up. I'm going to explain a little bit about something called the thoracic sling. And this is a massive take home for everybody. So there's your scapula, and the horse has got two scapulas, one on either side. And I want you to really think about this. What a lot of owners and horse riders do not understand is there is no bony attachment between the two scapulas moving backwards and forwards and the big rib cage in between. Okay, so the horse has got this huge rib cage, this huge torso suspended between these two scapulas that move backwards and forwards. And the only thing that is holding up that torso is tendons, muscles and ligaments. It's a group of muscles and ligaments called the thoracic sling. And it enables the horse to stay up here.